Hello everyone, this is Saili Salkar from Sanjeevani Junior College, Department of Bifocal Electronics. So today in this video lecture we are going to start with the first chapter of paper 1, that is named as instruments. So these are the contents which we are going to cover in this particular chapter. So as the name indicates, instruments, in this chapter we are going to study the detailed working of the electronics components which are majorly used in the electronic laboratories. So these components are nothing but CRO, which stands for cathode ray oscilloscope. Second is function generator or signal generator, and third is digital multimeter. So these three are the basic electronic components which are used most probably in the electronic laboratories. So in this particular chapter we are going to cover the entire working of all these instruments, from its construction, then its working, its application, and many more things we are going to learn about these three instruments. So the chapter instruments carries 15 percentage of weightage from paper 1. So let's start with the chapter instruments. So firstly we are going to start with CRO, that stands for cathode ray oscilloscope. So basically CRO is nothing but a measuring instrument. CRO is a measuring instrument. So measuring instrument in electronics are those by which we can measure different electrical quantities such as voltage, current, and resistance, etc. So the electrical quantities which can be measured by the instruments are called as a measuring instruments. So CRO is one of the measuring instrument. Basically the CRO is nothing but an output device. CRO is an output device. So we have two types of devices: input device and output device. So on CRO we are going to see or observe the output, and that is why it is called as an output device, because CRO is going to give us the output in graphical form. Means whatever voltage, current we are going to measure by using CRO, that will be displayed on the screen of CRO in the graphical form. That is why the CRO is called as the output device. So basically CRO is used in many applications, such as it is used in laboratories. They are used in the industrial applications for measurement purposes, and in experimental setups also they are used. So basically the CRO is very useful instrument of electronic. So it is said that as the stethoscope is for the doctor, the CRO is for the engineer. Means the CRO plays a very important role while considering means if we consider the electronic applications or electronic stream, the CRO plays a very important role in particular, and CRO plays a very important role in that. So the CRO which we are going to learn in detail. So on the screen here you can see what is present: CRT, that is CRT stands for cathode ray tube. So this cathode ray tube or CRT is the heart of CRO. The entire working of CRO is based on this cathode ray tube, that is called as a CRT. So here is the diagram of the CRT. Internal diagram of the CRT is shown over here. This diagram we are going to learn in detail, and this is the outer look of that particular CRT tube. So this is how the CRT tube looks like, and this CRT tube is fit inside the CRO which operates the CRO. So this CRT tube internally consists of this much things which we are going to learn in this chapter. So basically this CRT tube is divided into four particular parts. So we are going to learn this CRT tube into four different parts. So here you can see the CRT is a display screen which produces images in the form of video signal. So what is a CRT? It is a tube, no doubt, but it produces the images on its screen or on the screen of CRO which are in the form of video signal. So it is a type of vacuum tube which displays images when the electron beam through the electron gun R strikes on the fluorescent surface. So what is the meaning of this line we are going to study in detail. CRT is the most important part of CRO. As I said, it is the heart of CRO. CRTs may be electrostatically or electromagnetic focused, magnetically focused or deflected. So an electrostatically deflected CRT consists of, so the diagram which we have seen over here, this diagram is nothing but based on electrostatic focusing of the CRT. Means in this diagram, which focusing method we are going to use? Electrostatic focusing method. So this tube is divided into 4 different parts. First is electron gun assembly, second is deflection plate assembly, third is fluorescent screen, and fourth is glass envelope and base of the tube. So these are the 4 major parts of the CRT: electron gun assembly, deflection plate assembly, fluorescent screen, and glass envelope and base of the tube. So let's see each part one by one. So first we'll start with electron gun assembly. So what is electron gun assembly? So electron gun assembly consists of the supply of a CRO. So supply of the CRO. So CRO, you have to remember, it works on the AC supply. CRO works on the AC supply. So that supply may be from few hertz to several kilohertz. Supply may be from hertz to kilohertz. So this AC supply is responsible for working of CRO. So this supply is connected over here to the CRT in the electron gun assembly. Once the supply is on, that supply is directly connected to a hot cathode. So here you can see is a insulator or coil like structure which is called as a hot cathode. So cathode we know is a negative terminal. So cathode is what? Negatively charged material or negative terminal. So cathode is responsible for emitting the electrons. As cathode is negatively charged, it is responsible for emitting electrons. So hot cathode is nothing but a coil like structure. Simple coil is connected to the main supply of a CRO. Now when the supply become on, the supply is given directly to the hot cathode. Now in electron gun assembly we have a hot cathode, that is the insulator structure. Then we have hot cathode enclosed in a cylinder. A hot cathode is enclosed in a cylinder. Then next we have control grid. We have the control grid which is again negatively charged. Control grid is a circular structure which is again negatively charged. Then we have pre-accelerating anode. We have pre-accelerating anode, which is anode is positively charged. We have focusing anode, which is again positively charged, and then the electron beam is going to the further part. So all these are the parts of electron gun assembly. So we will see one by one how this part operates. So electron gun is defined as a source of focused and accelerated electron beam. So why we use electron gun in CRO or in CRT? So that it generates focused and accelerated electron beam. To generate an electron beam which we have to see on the screen of CRO, we use the electron gun assembly. Okay. Now as the supply is on, the supply goes to the hot cathode and it heats the hot cathode. The supply heats the hot cathode. As hot cathode is heated, it emits the number of electrons. It emits the number of electrons. So from this cathode, a number of electrons are emitted in this cylinder. So these electrons are then going to the control grid. So control grid is again negatively charged. So this control grid is connected to a knob on the screen of CRO. Control grid is connected to the knob on the screen of CRO. So what is the function of control grid? As the name indicates, control. So this control grid is used to control the flow of electrons. So means whatever the electrons are coming from the hot cathode, if we have to control their flow, that is we have to reduce or increase their flow, we have to operate the control grid. Control grid is connected to a particular knob on the screen of CRO. So by varying that knob, we can control the amount of electrons. Now as the electrons passes from the control grid, now we have to generate a constant and a focused signal so that it is visible on the screen of CRO. We have to generate a focus signal. Now the number of electrons which are coming out of hot cathode, they are going in a random direction. They are moving or they are coming out in the random direction. So we have to focus these electrons to generate a focused beam on the screen of CRO. So to focus this electron, what is connected? Anodes are connected. Different anodes are connected. So first anode is pre-accelerating anode. So as anode is positively charged, it will attract all the electrons towards itself. As the anode will attract the electrons, the speed of the electron will increase because anode is attracting the electrons towards itself. So this first anode is called pre-accelerating anode. So pre-accelerating anode will attract the electrons towards itself and they will allow the electrons to pass through them. So as the electrons are attracted, the speed of electrons is also increased now. Now pre-accelerating anode, after attracting those electrons, will give those electrons to the focusing anode. As the name indicates, focusing anode. In this anode, the electrons which are randomly coming, that electrons are all focused in the particular straight line. That electrons are all focused in a particular straight line. So focusing anode, what is the function of focusing anode? To focus all the electrons in a particular straight line, so that it will strike on the screen of CRO. So this focusing anode will focus all electrons and will generate like this straight electron beam, and that electron beam will go further to the next stage in the CRT. So this is how the electron gun is. So why the name is electron gun? Because this assembly or this part of CRT generates the electrons in a straight line or in a straight manner or in a focused manner, and as it generates the electrons, it is called as electron gun. And it generates the electron, it is called electron gun. Means like gun, the electrons are focused in a straight line and they fall on the screen of CRO. That is why it is called as electron gun assembly. So this is the first part of the CRT. Now when the electrons comes out of the electron gun, they have to pass through the deflection plate assembly. So in deflection plate assembly, in electrostatically deflected CRT, there are two deflection plates assembly: horizontal deflection plate and vertical deflection plate. So here is the structure of horizontal and vertical deflection plate. So these two plates which are placed horizontally, are called as a horizontal deflection plate, and this is called as this is the screen of CRO, and we have a vertical deflection plates as well. So here in this diagram you can see here are the two deflection plates. So this Y-like structure are nothing but vertical deflection plate, and this yellow color straight plates are nothing but horizontal deflection plate. So here our electron gun assembly emits the electron in a straight line, then they pass through the vertical deflection plate and horizontal deflection plate. So vertical deflection plate is responsible for moving our signal vertically on the screen. So basically if you observe the screen of CRO, it has x-axis as well as y-axis. So to move the signal along the y-axis, which plate is used? Vertical deflection plate. To move the signal along the y-axis, and to move the signal along the x-axis, which plate is used? Horizontal deflection plate. So this is a function of deflection plates, that is to move the signal either horizontally on the screen or vertically on the screen. We use vertical deflection plate and horizontal deflection plates. So this is the deflection assembly or the deflection plate assembly. It shows us how the signal moves vertically on the screen. So as the electron beams comes in the straight manner, so it passes through the vertical deflection plate. So vertical deflection plate changes the direction of electron beam and places it in the vertical direction on the screen of CRO. So this is green color is the screen of CRO. So when the electron beam passes from the vertical deflection plate, the electron beam changes its direction and goes to the upside, that is on the y-axis side, and then it moves from upward to the downward direction. That electron beam moves from upward direction to the downward direction continuously when it passes through the vertical deflection plate. Third is the fluorescent screen. Now when this electron beam strikes on the screen of the CRO, it has the fluorescent means CRO has the fluorescent screen. Whatever signal you can see on the screen of CRO is in the fluorescent color. So why this fluorescent screen is there? So the front of the CRT is called faceplate. The internal surface of faceplate is coated with phosphor. So the CRO has an internal coating of the phosphor material. So we know that phosphor material is the material which has the property that when any light energy or when electrons strike to the phosphor material, it glows. This is a property of phosphor material. So the same property is used in the CRT because the inner surface of the screen of CRO is coated with the phosphor material. So phosphor converts electrical energy into light energy in the glowing form. So the phosphor converts electrical energy into light energy, and this phenomenon of phosphor is called as cathodoluminescence. Okay, and the light which is emitted through phosphor excitation is called fluorescence. Okay, so these are two different phenomena which we get by using phosphor material for coating of the screen of CRO. So this coating of CRO is made up of phosphor material, which gives us the electrical energy into the light energy. So we can see fluorescent color display on the screen of the CRO due to the material phosphor, coating of phosphor. Then here Another coating called as Aquadac coating is also used in the CRT tube or in the CRO. So what is Aquadac? The Aquadac is a aqueous solution of graphite which is connected to the secondary of anode, and the Aquadac collects the secondary emitted electrons which are necessary for keeping the CRT screen in the state of electrical equilibrium. So what is Aquadac coating? I will show you. So here you can see clearly this diagram. This is nothing but the screen of the CRO. This screen is coated with what? Phosphor material. So here you can see phosphorus screen. So from this screen to this anode, focusing anode, from the screen till the focusing anode, there is another coating layer. So this coating is called as what? Aquadac coating. So Aquadac coating is what? Aqueous solution of graphite. So why this aqueous solution of graphite is used up to the focusing anode? When the electron beam strikes to the phosphor screen, there are some electron which reverses its direction. So these electrons are needed to be collected somewhere. They are called as secondary electrons. So the electrons collection is done by the coating called as Aquadac coating. So whichever electrons are coming back or reversing its direction, those electrons are collected on this particular Aquadac coating, which are called secondary electrons, and they come from this way again to the focusing anode and participate into the excitation action, and again starts moving in this particular direction. So what is the function of Aquadac coating? To collect the secondary emitted electron and pass them again into this process. That is why we are using another coating called as Aquadac coating, which is made up of aqueous graphite solution. So this is a fluorescent screen of the CRO. Now last is nothing but the glass envelope and base of the tube. So this glass envelope and base of the tube of the CRT is made up of glass which is highly evacuated, and the elements of electron gun assembly are connected to the pins on the CRT base, and operating voltage of CRT may vary from 500 to 33,000 volt. So here again you can see there is a glass envelope. So this is nothing but the base of the CRT. This part is nothing but glass envelope and base of CRT. So this is the base of CRT which is connected to the this entire electron gun assembly, and this base is made up of glass which is highly evacuated, means the non-breaking glass. So this base is made up of highly evacuated glass, and to this base pins are connected. So to these pins we may give the voltage of a CRT which varies from 500 to 33,000 volt. So you can imagine the voltage which CRT handles is a very high voltage, from 500 to 33,000 volt. This much DC voltage the CRT can handle, and these pins are getting that particular DC voltage when the CRO is on. So these are the four parts in which CRT we have learned, that is electron gun assembly, deflection plate assembly, glass envelope and base of the tube, and fluorescent screen and Aquadac coating. So these were all the parts of the CRT tube. So this is how the CRT tube is responsible for generating the signal at the output or on the screen of the CRO. Thank you.